This is a tutorial on how to use your strings from your Strings.xml file on Android Eclipse. So first of all, it's located in your project folder, and then in your res folder, and then your values folder. That's where your Strings.xml file is located. You're going to have some default strings in there right off the bat, one of them being your app name, and then it's going to be hello world for the default layout that it gives you, and then your menu settings as well for your default menu that it gives you. So the first thing here is the string tag, and then there's the property of the string, and it's the name, and right here is the name of the string to reference, so it's app_name, and then right here is the content of the string. Same with here, this is the content of the string. So if I wanted to create a new string, I could do that, just copy and paste, or whatever, write it yourself, and then this is the name, so let's call it test string, and then I can make the content of the string hello. So let's say you wanted to reference this test string from a title in your XML file or something like that, and you want it to be the content of the test string hello. So you would go into your graphical layout, go into the title properties, and right here you can see that there's a warning, and it says hard-coded string, you should use an @string resource, and that is because your app you're supposed to create multiple string files so that your app can choose different string files based on the user's locale. So you can create French versions of your string, German, it's basically so you can make your app multilingual. And if you use hard-coded strings, the operating system can't actually distinguish that language. It will have to use basic calculator even if they're in France or something like that. So to reference it from your strings.xml file, just type an @string / and then the name of it, so test string, and then it's going to be referenced. Hit save all, go back to your graphical layout, and you can see that the title is now hello, which is the content of the test string that I'm referencing. So let's say I wanted to change the content of the string, and I made it hello too. If I save it right here and I go back to my graphical layout, it's going to change it for me. But if I change it again or something like that, and I go here and I hit save all, I don't know, I guess it's because I'm not actually in the file right now, it's not going to update. But if you make a change here and then you save all again, it's going to change. I guess you just have to save it twice if you're not actually currently in the file. So that's a problem, it confuses some people. But that's how you do it. You just save it again, or you actually go in here and save it while you're in here. And then yes, you say it updates right away. Now that's how you access a string from your graphical layout from your XML. But let's say you wanted to access a string from your string resource folder in your actual activity class. So there are multiple ways to do it. So first of all, I'm going to create a reference to my display label that I already have. And I'm going to create a string that's going to be the content of a string, the test string that I created in the strings.xml file. So I'm going to reference the string from there. So string x equals get string r.string.testString. And remember that test string was the name of the string, so that's how I'm referencing it. And then let's say I wanted to display that, so display.setText, so set the text of the label to be the string x. So now when I click the calc button, display is going to change to the content of the test string. And there are multiple ways you can do it. You could create a string x equals get resources dot get string r.string.testString. So that's another way to do it. And then another way you can do it is by creating a char sequence. So let's say you created a char sequence x, and you have to use get text because get text r.string.testString. Get text is going to return a char sequence, and get string is going to return a string, and they all use the same parameter. Get string and get text use the same parameter, and this is actually an int value, r.string.testString. And there's a link in the description for all the ways you can use this strings.xml. Android does great documentation on their classes and their methods and all that type of stuff. So all this is on their website, and I'm going to link that in the description. But I'll show you that this works, and I'll run an Android emulator right now. Alright, so here's my application, and as you can see, the title is changed to the content of the test string like we did before in the graphical layout. And then if I calculate right down here or here or something, it should say hello. Yeah, it does, because we changed the display label to say the content of test string, which we set to X. And all three of these methods will work and will give you the same output.